Coming up on this episode of NPS Now, a brand new school year begins. 10 schools receive a special grant, and we'll look back at some of our outstanding summer programs. Plus, Steve Sutmiller with sports. And in our third segment, we'll learn more about pre-K expansion. All that and more next on NPS Now. Hello and welcome to NPS Now, your source for news and information about Norfolk Public Schools. I'm your host, Karen Tanner. The 2015-16 school year got off to a great start as the new Academy for Discovery at Lakewood opened its doors to 3 special guests, Mayor Paul Frame, City Manager Marcus Jones, and Acting Superintendent Dr. Michael Thornton, toured the facility with Principal Tommy Smeagol. They visited classrooms and met with students and staff.
What's amazing, we walked in this morning and clearly there's an environment that's conducive for learning. The technology, the classroom space, it's very good to see the children. Everyone was bright-eyed and ready. It didn't seem like the first day of school as I would recall it. So I believe the city and the council and the school board and Principal Smeagol, they've come together to put together something pretty special.
I was fortunate enough to be able to have a year to help plan this building, and working with community leaders and other school officials, we put together a school that we feel like will be a model for how 21st century learning should happen for it. So it was a lot of planning, a lot of work, a lot of ordering, a lot of sweat, some blood, and some tears. But we were able to really produce a great program for 700 students that are coming from all over the city. We have students coming from Compostela, from Ghent, from East Beach, from Military Highway, all around the city, and we're excited to see those results at the end of the year from all this hard work that we've done.
Students at Chesterfield Academy were greeted by over 50 community supporters as they proudly entered their building on the first day of school. Among the supporters were members of the Norfolk Fire Department, Norfolk Police Department, the League of Extraordinary Men, 200-plus men of Hampton Roads, and students from Norfolk State University.
It's a great way to kick off the beginning of the year. Welcome them back and saying, have an amazing year, and we're here for you.
The kids were very excited, and I think that they appreciate it, and I think that it's something that they're going to really remember, because when you do those kinds of things for kids, it puts memories in them and helps them to know and understand when it's time to make tough decisions, that you have people in the community that's behind you.
I think they need to know school is important and that they're important. They need to see it from the community, not just hear the teachers say it, but see it from the firemen, the policemen, the guys like me, the community, the fraternity, sorority, that it's important to be in school, that's a cool thing to be in school, and that just like being on a team, their team is this school.
Students, NPS staff members, and dignitaries from around the city and state visited Camp Allen Elementary to celebrate the district being awarded the Operation Thrive grant. This $1.5 million grant, which will be used in 10 of our schools, is from the Department of Defense Education Activity and is designed to assist military-dependent students. The grant will provide personnel, a family literacy initiative, and teacher training, all focused on the transitional needs of these students.
One of my responsibilities is how does the Commonwealth best support all the active duty military and their families in the state. So this is the greatest example we've got of how the Commonwealth and the people come together in support of our children, our families, and therefore in support of our service members. This grant was very, very important to us, and I'm very, very proud to be here today to celebrate it.
Well, it's such a great day for Norfolk Public Schools, and we just are here to congratulate the school system for their great work on going after this important DODEA grant, $1.5 million in resources to help Norfolk Public Schools teachers with training to find the best way to help provide for the social, emotional well-being of our military-connected students.
A few days before the start of school, the entire NPS family gathered together at the Norfolk Scope to celebrate our story at Convocation. Throughout the event, staff members were encouraged to tweet positive messages and photos to #IamNPS. Various awards were given to a number of schools, and Dr. Thornton delivered an uplifting message to kick off the school year.
We are NPS because we believe that each, and listen to me carefully, each and every one of our students have a right to receive a quality education in Norfolk Public Schools. And we are NPS because we believe that each and every one of those students can learn, albeit at different levels and at different rates of learning, but we believe that each and every one of our students can learn. We believe that we have, those of us in the room, the adults in the room, we have the responsibility to create and cultivate educational opportunities that will allow our students to maximize their fullest potential. That's why we are NPS.
Over the summer, there were a multitude of camps, activities, and events that provided our students with various opportunities to learn in a more relaxed environment. Students from Lake Taylor Middle School participated in a STEM camp where they experienced hands-on problem-based learning, specifically in the areas of science, technology, engineering, and math.
Well, I'm doing more physical stuff with my hands, and I like doing physical stuff that makes me learn better. We built it's a connect bridge. You connect Legos and stuff together and learn how to build bridges and make sure it stands strong.
We've been building bridges and towers and Lego robots, doing a lot of hands-on work. It's really fun. It kind of gives you another way to think about learning instead of just sitting at a desk, and I think that's cool.
Our goal is, first of all, we want to make sure that the students who come here will walk out the door and that they will be equipped with the 21st century skills that they need, like working with a team, so they need to be good team players. They need to be problem solvers. That's why we give them these problem-based learning activities, and we process each time. And we also expose them to the different possibilities out there by inviting some community partners to speak to them.
Some talented rising 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students attended Junior University at Ghent School in July. This college and career readiness program helps students gain experience that will prepare them for future participation in advanced courses. During the 4-week program, they learned how to successfully work in groups, dissected frogs, and even got the chance to visit an actual college campus. Over at Norview Middle School, students in grades K through 8 attended Camp Einstein. This 4-week summer enrichment program is for students working on or above grade level. Students at Camp Einstein enjoy learning through activities that focus on STEM. 70 students in grades pre-K through 6 spent 6 exciting weeks at the Life Enrichment Center's Urban Youth Summer Camp at Richard Bowling Elementary. The camp, which has been in existence for 10 years, encourages young people to have fun while continuing to learn during the summer. Thanks to the generosity of numerous partners, these young people not only had the opportunity to learn, but they also got to spend part of their summer dancing, exercising, and eating healthy, nutritious foods.
It's important to use your talents in your own community, and so for Mercy Chefs, we're a disaster relief organization. Local outreach is new to us. This is our 2nd year here. We did a pilot program last year, so I want the kids to get good nutrition. I would like to see their nutrition options expand with availability of fresh food, but also I really want them to know how much people care about them and that we really love them.
They love it. They're asking me every day where they're going, what are they gonna do. One of the little boys, this is his first experience at camp, he's excited to be here every single day. They have the opportunity to do things that they normally don't get to do inside of the classroom, but we just make it really fun for them.
Teachers and staff members at Jaycox Elementary spent a few weeks near the end of the summer helping students become August ready. About 120 students, mostly from the Jaycox community, participated in a variety of educational activities designed to help them get a jump start on the new school year.
We're trying to get this concept of hands-on activities in which the kids can be engaged in their own learning. So they're doing anything from reading strategies to math concepts at the same time, but they're using a lot of hands-on activities. It will help these students to have a very good start for the new year come September. They're learning how to manipulate the activities for math and getting better with reading strategies that the teachers are using in classrooms.
Meanwhile, students in grades 3 through 5 over at Ingleside Elementary sharpened their business skills by participating in the Young Entrepreneurs Program. During their grand opening, these student-run businesses sold lemonade, photographs, and creative art. All funds that were raised went to a charity. The Norfolk Police Department and other members of the community came out to support the event.
Well, today we have the Young Entrepreneur Program's grand opening. It's been provided by M.H. West & Company based out of Richmond, Virginia. Marilyn West is the CEO and owner of the company. She put this together to try to give young kids the basic business practices of trying to be an entrepreneur and opening their own business, as well as give them certain life skills that they may need throughout their life as well.
This event is very special to me and dear to my heart. This is something that the police department does on a regular basis, but my first time doing it. We love being with the kids. This is something that I've always wanted to do. And it's a partnership with the young entrepreneurs to get them off to a great start.
It's been phenomenal, one, just to see the children sharpen their skills and make real-world connections about finances and money, and just learning about local businesses that are right here in our zip code that they didn't know about. So today has been overwhelming with the community support as well.
The Cam Cares Foundation hosted a back-to-school supplies drive at Park Place Community Center in late August. Over 200 children were given new backpacks filled with the supplies. The Urban League, Walmart, and other local businesses were on hand to support this effort. Those in attendance enjoyed food, games, and information about health and wellness. The Cam Cares Foundation was founded by Seattle Seahawk and NPS grad Cam Chancellor. If you have any great story ideas or events happening at your school, please be sure to contact us at nps_news@npsk12.com. And be sure to join us next week as we celebrate 100 episodes of NPS Now. Coming up, NPS Sports with Steve Sutmiller. Stay tuned.
Booker T. Washington High School held a special ceremony to honor one of their own. Former coach and educator Cal Davidson. Coach Cal, as he was known, died earlier this year at the age of 77. The school system paid homage to him by renaming Booker T. Washington's field in his honor.
Based on the fact that this was a community effort, I knew that it would take more than just me trying to get this done, so I reached out to members of the school board, members of our political leadership, and members of the community to ask them to support this effort in honoring this man and really setting the principle of giving honor where honor's due.
With his family, friends, colleagues, and former players on hand, they all expressed what Coach Cal meant to them and the community.
Cal was an incredible source of strength. He was not only a football coach, but he was a mentor, he was a leader, he was a disciplinarian, he was an advisor, he was a counselor, he was a teacher. And the lessons that we learned lessons about life, although we were playing a sport. We learned how to be accountable. We learned how to be prompt and on time for meetings. And, those were the things that has stuck with me the most.
A all-state football player at Booker T, Davidson went back to his alma mater to coach football, track, girls basketball, and softball from the early 70s to the late 90s. He was also a school guidance counselor. The naming of this field will ensure that Cal Davidson will always be remembered.
This just means that all my dad's work wasn't in vain. It wasn't for anything, for nothing, He always envisioned having a field here. I know he never envisioned a field being named after him, but he always wanted football stadium here in the back of Booker T. He didn't get a chance to see that happen in terms of while he was coaching and teaching at Booker T, but he did come back, of course, afterwards.
So as a school district, we pride ourselves on being the cornerstone of a proudly diverse community, and recognizing individuals like Cal Davidson uplifts and upholds that whole vision and mission and what we're about at Norfolk Public Schools. He was an educator, he was a coach, he was just a proud individual who did well for our children, and we just hope that others will follow his model as we celebrate this field naming today.
Welcome back to NPS Now. I'm Steve Sutmiller, Senior Coordinator of Athletics. Today we have two special guests in the studio to talk a little bit about middle school athletics. First, we have Randall Pearson from Lake Taylor Middle School. Welcome. And then we have Chris Harris from Blair Middle School. Welcome.
Thank you.
Both of you guys are brand new to the school system, so congratulations and welcome to Norfolk Public Schools.
Thank you.
Randall, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, I'm originally from Hampton, Virginia. I played for Hampton High School. I then went on to Virginia Union and played football for Virginia Union. Coach Taylor was the coach, and then in high school was legendary Mike Smith.
Okay.
I started teaching actually in Newport News, and then I actually came to Norfolk. I was in Norfolk for about 9 years, and then came out of education for a little while. Then I went to Hampton, and I actually was an assistant principal back at my high school. You know, that was great. And then last year I went to Sussex, you know, and now I'm back in Norfolk now, and been fortunate enough to be here.
We're glad to have you back, and glad you're that athletic director at Lake Taylor Middle. All right, Chris, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're new to Norfolk.
Yes, sir.
Randall's been here before, so you're brand new.
I was born and raised in Richmond, Virginia. Been there my whole life. I went to Douglas Freeman High School. I was a big wrestler, and then I went to VCU. They didn't have a wrestling team, so I played rugby. After college, I started getting into advertising, and then I switched careers, went into real estate, and then eventually I got into education. I've been teaching high school for the past 7 years. I've been involved in high school sports for the past 17 as a head wrestling coach.
Okay. All right, very good. All right, like I said, you're both athletic directors at the middle school level. Our high school athletic directors are quote unquote full-time. That's their main responsibility to the school. Middle school athletics is a little different. You have another responsibility, your main responsibility, which is teaching first. And then the athletic director is a stipend position. So talk about some of the challenges. Well, first of all, tell us what you teach, and then talk a little bit about some of the challenges that you might face as a middle school athletic director along with teaching.
Okay, well, I teach 8th grade history. I'm actually civics and economics. And I'm also the history department chair, too. Okay. So it can be a little challenging from time to time, but you have to separate the two. Mm-hmm. Of course, academics is first. Just like I stressed our athletes, they are student athletes first. But because of the fact that I am such a sports kind of guy, you know, and I tell people all the time, I only look at 2 stations, CNN and ESPN. So that kind of works real well for me, you know, gotcha. With the being CNN and then ESPN, the sports. So it can be a challenge, but with the support of the faculty and staff, it's been real smooth.
All right, Chris, obviously you're brand new to the middle school world. You've been in the high school level. What kind of challenges have you seen so far, and what do you see down the road?
I mean, the challenges, obviously, I'm new to Norfolk. I moved here in June. Just getting to know the protocol, you know, who to call in for help. I've had a tremendous support cast here with yourself and the other athletic directors. My principal is all about athletics, Dr. Makovic. I have a great administrative team, and you know, not really challenges, but just familiarizing myself with, you know, day-to-day operations.
Right. So what kind of support have you received from the other athletic directors in the city at the middle school level, from your administration? You've already mentioned a little bit about Dr. Makovic and his love of sports, and then from the central administration side.
Well, first and foremost, Katie Fullerton, who was the former athletic director, she's been excellent. Mm-hmm. She's been a big support to me right there at the school. And of course, Mr. Reed, who is the principal there, has been a big support to me also. And of course, yourself, Mr. Sutmiller, you're always whenever I need to call you, I can call you, and you always pick up the phone. So that's great.
I'm going to keep doing that.
All right. So, and then the other athletic directors, everyone has been really supportive, and everybody's really accessible. It's been great.
All right, Chris, anything to add to that?
I think he covered it all. I mean, I was very nervous going to a new school system, but everything's been top notch, and I enjoy working for Norfolk.
Okay, so this is an informational show. We
Yes,
hope
sir.
people are watching this. So exactly, what does an athletic director do for their school?
Well, for me, I look at it from the standpoint of being almost like an administrator. You are in charge of kids, just on the athletic side, but you have to stress you still have to have the same expectations for children in athletics as you do in the classroom or anywhere else in the educational setting. So for me, it's really a great transition, just that athletics is the drive, and we just push it.
Chris, as far as being the athletic director, how do you guide coaches? What is your guiding or philosophy for your coaches per se?
I mean, my philosophy comes from my old high school. I had an incredible athletic director in Mills Godwin, Richmond, Virginia, and it's just communication. I'm constantly on the phone or emails or texts, just checking on a daily basis with all the coaches, make sure they're doing everything they should, make sure they have their physicals, make sure they've had the concussion forms, make sure if they need anything. I mean, that's what I'm there for. I'm not there to coach. I'm there to support athletics and do anything I can to help them succeed.
Okay. All right, before we get into the fall preview, what's the hardest thing about being the AD so far?
Paperwork. Paperwork has been kind of challenging.
You get one answer.
Sitting next to this guy who looks so good and I don't have a tie on, that's probably the hardest thing. Paperwork, but I knew that coming in because I've had some athletic director experience.
Yeah, organization is the biggest challenge, but it's the most important thing for an athletic director. So if everything is organized, we know that the teachers are going to be happy. Obviously, the student athletes are going to be happy, and then our main folks, our parents, are going to appreciate your organization. So you guys are doing a good job at that. So we appreciate that. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the fall. We're starting. So what's our first sport we can look forward to?
Football. I'm very excited about football. Lake Taylor Middle School, from what I've been told, has a very good football team, the middle school. And the beauty part is because those kids feed into the high school. And of course, the high school, they're just a cut above right now. So, and there are some great athletes over at Lake Taylor Middle School. So on the horizon for Lake Taylor High School, it just looks great.
Okay, Chris?
He mentioned football. I like to mention other sports. Volleyball and tennis, we've always been perennial powers. I think we've lost a lot to the high schools. So we're going to be young, but we have great coaches in both of those sports. I think they're going to do great this year.
And then the last sport is softball, which is in our second year. So we had a good first year, and we're looking forward to a good second year in softball. So, guys, again, thanks for taking time out. I know you're busy. I know you got to get back to your schools for athletics. So, again, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
More NPS Now after this.
Welcome back to NPS Now. With me today is Jamie Fitzner, the Title I Senior Coordinator, and Yvonne Hardy, Early Learning Teacher Specialist. Welcome to you both to NPS Now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have you on the show today to talk about preschool. And Jamie, you're in charge of the preschool program. And just recently, you had some new openings in the Pre-K 4 program. How many slots are available, and when do they close?
We have many opportunities in our VPI program, which is our Pre-K 4 program. We have some big areas of need in Willoughby and in our Berkeley Compostela areas, and we're hoping to fill those slots. We will remain taking registrations until those spots are full, so we encourage the parents to give our office a call.
So what's your office number so they'll know where to contact
you? It's 628-3944.
Great, great. I just wanted to kick that off because I know we were getting Facebook posts and I know you all were getting phone calls last week, so I wanted to talk about that first before we get deep into the show.
Sure.
But also, give us an overview of your pre-K program. What's that all about?
Absolutely. Well, our office in Norfolk Public Schools, we have 2 different pre-K programs. We have our pre-K 3 program and our pre-K 4 program. Our pre-K 3 program is funded through our federal funds through Title I. We have approximately 21 classes spread out in some of the elementary schools and some of our auxiliary sites. Our pre-K 4 program, which is our VPI, or Virginia Preschool Initiative program, that serves over 100 classes spread out amongst all of our elementary schools and again a few of our auxiliary sites. In our classes, both pre-K 3 and 4, we have a teacher and a teacher assistant in all the classes. They're highly qualified. We provide them support from our office in the form of professional development and some coaching opportunities, as well as providing some support for the building principals. We do strive to meet not only the grant requirements for pre-K 3 and 4 that we are under, but we also strive to make each of the classrooms a high-quality preschool, following the Virginia Foundation for Early Learning, the building blocks for that. So it's a great program for the youth of Norfolk Public Schools.
I'm just curious, how many pre-K students do you think we have?
We have probably over 2,000 currently in both of our pre-K 3 and pre-K 4 programs, so it's quite a robust program.
It sure is.
Yeah.
And why is it important for us to have preschool?
It's important for us to have preschool so that our children, our youngest children, citizens of Norfolk, can have access to high quality early childhood education so that they could be successful in life, not only in kindergarten, but in life.
Okay, and you mentioned this VPI program. What are the benefits to this?
Well, the great thing about the VPI program, it really targets the students that are in highest need. We want to help them start off being kindergarten ready when they do enter kindergarten. And for many of our students, they're lacking some skills that maybe won't help them be successful. So our programs in pre-K 4, we tackle the academics, the reading, the writing, the math, the science, and the social studies, and we do that in preschool. We also focus on the social emotional development of the children, as well as music and other arts. We take them on field trips so they get to experience things outside of their community as well. So hopefully by the end of their preschool experience, they are kindergarten ready and will enter kindergarten ready to learn and ready to be successful in Norfolk.
Yeah, so what exactly, we're saying we're using these acronyms, VPI.
Yeah.
So what is exactly VPI?
It is our Virginia Preschool Initiative, which is a state grant program that many districts throughout Virginia participate in. And so with the state grant funding as well as local funding, we're able to provide these opportunities for the students in pre-K 4.
And before the show, you mentioned something about a VPI and then VPI Plus. What is that?
VPI Plus seeks to build upon the initiative that's already in place through VPI, Virginia Preschool Initiative. And it provides enhanced services for the teachers through professional development opportunities, as well as looking at the environment within the classroom and the teacher and child interaction.
Okay, and you mentioned pre-K expansion. What does that mean?
That's our VPI Plus program.
That's the VPI Plus program.
Yes.
Wow, so we've got a lot going on, over 2,000 students.
Absolutely.
How many teachers does it take for this?
Like I said, we have a teacher and a teacher assistant in every single one of the classrooms. So we have approximately 120-ish, 22 classrooms. So a teacher and a teacher assistant in each one of those classrooms.
Wow. So every year, when do we start kicking off the opportunities for parents to enroll their children in pre-K?
It typically starts in the late winter, early spring. We'll start with our roundups. This next year, we'll probably see a little bit different of a format. However, we'll still be putting out flyers to the schools and to our current preschool students, encouraging them to come out early and to enroll. And then we'll continue that process through the summer until our classes are filled.
Great. And so what does that look like in the classroom, the VPI program?
It looks like a lot of people would say it would be organized confusion, but it looks like kids who, it looks like a group of kids who have come together and they're working in small groups with a teacher who works next to them, guiding their instruction. It's developed based on the development of appropriate practices.
So, Mr. Hardy, how long have you been with Norfolk Public Schools?
For 23 years.
Wow. How long have you been working in pre-K?
Off and on over the 23 years, with the exception of the 1 year I spent in 4th grade.
Oh, wow. Okay. And Jamie, how long have you been with Norfolk Schools?
I am going on my 5th month.
Your 5th month?
Yes, correct.
Well, what is your background?
I, prior to this, was in Kansas working at the State Department of Education there, and prior to that, I had 15 years in the classroom in Henrico County. So I'm from Virginia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is great. That is great. Every year I said we have the pre-K roundup. You have hundreds and hundreds. What are some of the requirements for the children to be able to be enrolled in the pre-K program?
As part of the grant requirements with our VPI program, we do have to adhere to those requirements. And so we have three big things that we collect at the registration process. They have to have an original birth certificate. We have to have proof of residence. You have to be a Norfolk City resident. And we also have proof of income. So we look at the income of our families to determine the need. So those are the three big things that we would need at the registration time.
And I know it's a lot of people that show up for registration.
Yes, there is.
There is.
Absolutely.
Great. Well, I am glad to have had you two on the show today, and I know Facebook has been blowing up. Parents are trying to figure out, and that's great that they're coming in this program.
Absolutely.
And so I look forward to a great school year for you all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all. And we want to thank you for tuning in to NPS Now. It airs weekly on WNPS Channel 47, or you can view us online at www.npsk12.com. And if you have any great story ideas, you can definitely email us at npsnews_npsk12.com. And we are excited about our upcoming 100th episode. So please tune in next week as we celebrate 100 episodes of NPS Now. Thank you for watching NPS Now.